A massive malware attack hit countries around the world. We'll give you the latest updates and tell you why the hackers may not be the only ones to blame.
Also, teachers are becoming a dying breed. We'll tell you how the cost of living is pushing them out of the Bay Area. Welcome to State of Events. I'm Matt Fowler.
And I'm Michaela Walker. It's no secret that teachers are paid too little, and with rising costs of living in the Bay Area, teachers are searching elsewhere for work. State of Events reporter Justin McCarthy looks at the effects a California teacher's drought would have on education.
California schools are certainly not ahead of the class, currently ranked 40th in the United States. This could have something to do with the low salaries for teachers, which officials say is because California's funding for education isn't keeping pace with the rest of the country. And rising Bay Area living costs also has teachers commuting long distances, leaving less time to prepare their curriculum, or even looking for teaching jobs where living is affordable.
Now, the high cost of living and low pay has caused a teacher shortage in California. Now, how bad has this problem actually gotten? Well, according to the Learning Policy Institute, of the 200 California school districts surveyed, 3 out of 4 districts have reported having a shortage of qualified teachers. This has caused those districts to go out and hire underprepared teachers who are either working on temporary permits or intern credentials. And for example, in math and science, the number of credentials awarded to new and fully prepared teachers has decreased by 32% and 14% from 2012 to 2015. And over that same span, the number of underprepared teachers has increased by 23% and 51%. Now, this has caused concerns over the standard of education in California. But in the Bay Area, there are still teachers who are somehow making this all work.
Like at Graham Elementary School in Newark, 10-year teacher Gail Stringer says when becoming a teacher, salary just wasn't a factor.
The reason I chose the profession wasn't for the money, it was for just a higher purpose.
But third-year teacher Corey Cruz doesn't see teaching forever without some major changes.
As much as we're expected to do with the little money, not even salary-wise, but like for our classrooms, for our schools, I wouldn't put my life on me staying in it for 30 years.
And while there have been steps to provide affordable teacher housing in San Francisco, it's clear our teachers deserve much more. I'm Justin McCarthy, State of Events.
We have had a lot of snow this winter, and the Ski Patrol unit in South Lake Tahoe has been very busy. State of Events meteorologist Tessa Kleinbell is on the mountain with more about the unique ski patrollers and the possible food concerns due to rising temperatures.
With the deepest snowpack we've seen in 20 years, ski resorts like Heavenly and Lake Tahoe are in full operation. The Women's Ski Patrol unit makes their rounds from search and rescue, avalanche control, to prepping for day use. Women make up only 20% of Ski Patrol staff nationwide, but at Heavenly, the women are definitely running the slopes.
I don't think that we're second-guessed.
Tammy Hodeman, the Eastern Sierra Women's Director, never gave up fighting for her high-ranking position on the mountain. After being turned down twice, she says, because of gender.
When people tell me no, I'm not going to let them.
Now Tammy's in charge of the 28 chairlifts on the 97 trails that sit on 4,800 acres of land. Ironically, male ski patrol units from all over the region are asking Tammy and her team for advice on the heavy lifting.
How are the littlest girls taking the biggest guys off the mountain?
Mountain goers seem to agree with Tammy. It doesn't matter your gender, just who can get it done.
I think it's all about the best person for the job, man or woman.
Especially with this past wet and wild season.
Our winter up here was absolutely crazy. We had so much snow, so much rain.
Now with this wet winter season setting record snowfall, many are concerned here in Tahoe. Just where is all this snow going to go when it melts?
Miles of melting snow in Tahoe is putting the Truckee River on the brink of overflowing. It already reached flood stage in the winter, and major reservoirs are at or above storage capacity.
Well, this reservoir has risen about 216 feet since December.
Just the amount of water they're letting out of the floodgates just from the lake, there's still a lot of snow up here.
For now, water is continuing to be released and adjusted as temperatures continue to rise. In South Lake Tahoe, I'm Tessa Kleinbell, State of Events.
A 5-alarm fire consumed an apartment building under construction in Emeryville. Firefighters from multiple agencies fought the fiery inferno for over 2 hours. The fire began on San Pablo Ave near the 580 interchange. There was a fear that embers from the fire could catch on to other surroundings. The fire has since been contained, but the fear, however, is not over as the police have set up a collapse zone and evacuated 35 people from nearby homes.
Summer is drawing near and the weather is warming up and people are headed outdoors. However, with the wet weather we've experienced this year, the tick population has exploded and outdoor enthusiasts should be extra careful. State of Events reporter Chloe Ortega tells us more.
We've had one of the wettest winters in the Bay Area this year, and though it's been good for the drought, it's not so good for people who like to be outdoors.
We have a lot of ticks out this year. Ticks love moisture. We've had a very wet winter. Everybody knows that.
Not all ticks carry Lyme disease. However, there are many ticks in the Bay Area that do.
About half the people get a rash around their tick bite. That's something to take a look at. If you get a rash, get a fever, be sure you go to the doctor, get that checked out.
According to the Bay Area Lyme Disease Foundation, Lyme disease is one of the fastest growing infectious diseases in the U.S. There are symptoms such as bullseye rash and fever, but many people go undiagnosed for years.
There's some simple ways you can prevent yourself from being bitten by a tick when you're outdoors. Just remember to stay on the trail and prevent walking in areas where there's grass or brush, or just buy insect repellent.
If you are bit by a tick, remove it with tweezers and check for symptoms.
We've done tick studies all around in every park around the Bay Area. We found Lyme disease and ticks in every single park.
If you want to learn more information on Lyme disease, you can check the State of Events Facebook page for more information. From Half Moon Bay, I'm Chloe Ortega, State of Events.
After the break, a major cyber attack affected hospitals in Europe. We'll tell you if your computer systems really are safe.
And the president may be in more hot water after firing FBI director. We'll tell you more coming up. Does it ever end? A mandatory tuition increase rolls out this fall. Students will be paying an additional $180 each semester for a Gator Pass. State of Events reporter Ashman Ram has the story.
The one-card Gator Pass attracted many students to sign up and receive the discounted public transportation perks that will go in effect this fall for all students. The Gator Pass will combine student ID functions with transportation benefits.
I think it's really convenient for those of the students who need to get around on the Muni a lot. I think the free Muni is really, really good for those of you who need to travel or anything like that. I think it's really helpful for me as well because I do go like to Powell Street or Embarcadero, something like that, so I think it's a good feature to have.
Despite the long line and tuition increase, students waited to sign up for the pass that will provide unlimited Muni rides and a 25% discount on all BART rides to and from the Daly City BART station.
I'm excited to not have to worry about using Muni and like money on my card, so it's exciting.
However, some students do feel differently, releasing a statement on how the pass will not benefit them.
If, I don't know, how many people drive compared to how many people catch the bus, you know? I think there's way more drivers way more students that catch the bus. I don't know, they need to get thrown a bone sometimes too.
Hundreds of students lined up right here at the Student Union to sign up for the Gator Pass that goes in effect this fall. Now, whether or not you'll be using this pass, tuition has increased for all students. Is this actually fair for all students attending San Francisco State University? In San Francisco, Ashman Ram for State of Events.
And here at SF State, more controversy on freedom of speech issues. Majestic Bellamy is live on campus with more on the latest tensions felt by the Jewish community and how President Wong has handled it.
Freedom of speech on college campuses has been a problem in the Bay Area. Earlier this year, Berkeley faced controversy for not allowing Ann Coulter and Milo Yiannopoulos to their campus. And now SF State's President Les Wong is facing backlash from the Jewish community about their freedom of speech on college campuses. SF State's President Les Wong responded to acts of anti-Semitism, anti-Zionism, and freedom of speech on campus this past month. In a letter, he states that he condemns any anti-Semitic or Islamophobic rhetoric and behaviors. This comes after Jay Weekly critiqued President Wong on how he has handled SFSU's Jewish community's concerns. Tensions arose about a year ago when protesters from the General Union of Palestinian Students prevented Jerusalem Mayor Nir Barkat from speaking. President Wong declined to take any disciplinary action against the organization. In spite of this, President of Student Affairs Lulu Hong explains that freedom of speech is critical for students on campus.
We need to become the kind of institution that can allow people to have free speech and engage in the free debate and dialogue around issues, because that's part of a really important education, I think, to become a critical thinker. And at the same time, how do we do it so that people feel respected and cared for, and that we still honor the human dignity of every individual, regardless of their identity.
This April, President Wong invited Mayor Barkat back for a do-over, but according to Jay Weekly, the university failed to provide the necessary publicity for the lecture, and it had to be canceled, leading the Jewish community to critique President Wong's actions on anti-Semitism, anti-Zionism, and freedom of speech on campus. President Wong also states that these problems have been around for centuries and that he can't confront them overnight or alone, but together. In San Francisco State University, I'm Majestic Bellamy for State of Events.
It's been almost a week since President Trump fired FBI Director James Comey. The termination notice came just after Comey asked for more funding to investigate possible connections between the Russians and the Trump campaign, prompting calls from Democrats for an independent prosecutor to lead the investigation. President Trump downplayed the firing, saying that Comey was not doing a good job of leading the FBI and that it is one of our nation's most cherished and respected institutions, and today will mark a new beginning for the crown jewel of law enforcement.
The United States is not happy about North Korea's missile testing. Meanwhile, in South America, Venezuela students are officially fed up with their government. State of Events' Vanessa Ariola joins us to take you around the globe. Vanessa?
Thanks, Michaela. North Korea tested a nuclear missile, and Nikki Haley, the U.S. ambassador to the United Nations, blasted the missile test, saying it's not a way to sit down with President Trump. North Korea tested a new missile that can carry a heavy nuclear warhead. Kim Jong-un has promised more nuclear and missile testing and warned that his country's weapons could strike the U.S. Kim witnessed the test and added that they worked hard to achieve a great thing. According to the KCNA, the rocket, a newly designed in Korean style, flew 490 miles and reached a maximum altitude of 1,310 miles. In Venezuela, the demonstration began with a group of schoolboys still dressed in uniforms and quickly made a turn for the worst. A flammable liquid was thrown to the statue of the late president, Hugo Chavez, and set on fire. Some argue that the incidents demonstrate that after years of economic and government repression, Venezuelans have reached a breaking point. Amid economic chaos, food shortages, and widespread protest, some believe the government has hit rock bottom. Yet some key figures remain loyal to the president. For more information, head to our State of Events Facebook page. I'm Vanessa Ariola. Back to you guys at the desk.
Over the past few weeks, we brought you the developing story of atrocities against gay men in Chechnya. Now President Vladimir Putin is coming into the fold. State of Events reporter Dwayne Hibbert has an update.
Earlier in April, a horrific story broke out of gay men being abducted and taken to detention centers. The developing story now has updates. President of Russia, Vladimir Putin, has finally joined in on the investigation of the alleged camps. Gay Times reports that Putin told Russia's human rights ambassador, Tatyana Moskalkova, that he will personally approach the Chechen interior minister. Putin has been receiving elevated levels of international pressure to address the anti-gay purge. According to the Russian LGBT network, the abduction of gay men have decreased, but people already in detention have not been released. Additionally, Chechen police are pressuring parents to kill their gay children, or the authorities will. The Bay Area Reporter says that a 17-year-old gay teen was pushed off the 9th floor of a building by his uncle with his family support. A survivor of the camps spoke with CNN about honor killings.
If my family finds out that I'm gay, then no authorities, no troops are needed. They will kill me themselves. Even if my parents will forgive me, someone, like my uncle, won't forgive.
Former Vice President Joe Biden says he is disgusted by the reports and has urged the Trump administration to act on the issue. The U.S. House Democratic leader Nancy Pelosi has been trying to get President Trump to take action as well and allow LGBTQs to seek refuge in the U.S. San Francisco LGBTQ activists will gather on International Day Against Homophobia, Transphobia, and Biphobia. On May 17th, they will celebrate past wins and protest present atrocities. The protests will take place at Harvey Milk Plaza. This story is still developing. In San Francisco, I'm Dwayne Hibbert, State of Events.
And on the East Coast, NTSB investigators are looking into the cause of a plane crash at Teterboro Airport in New Jersey. A large fireball was reported and 2 nearby buildings were set ablaze along with cars and several power lines. Witnesses described seeing melting cars and exploding tires. Firefighters from multiple locations were dispatched to locations and the fire was quickly under control. All that remains from the crash are small parts of the plane. The 2 pilots on board were killed and there were no passengers aboard and no one on the ground was injured. When we return on State of Events, the Warriors kicked off the Western Conference Finals on Mother's Day. We'll bring you highlights and more coming up.
And one phone company is declaring war on scammers. We'll tell you who it is and what they're doing when we come back.
They say this is garbage. Useless. Out of style. They say that this is obsolete. Half forgotten, twice replaced, and then some. You are the re-originator. An innovator. The treasure hunter. Master of uncharted territories and pioneered ideas. A voyager. No doubts to break outside the boundaries. You have no boundaries. You have the power to shatter the mold. You. To reshape the rule. A new class. New norm. There is no norm. You're the breath of a new revolution. And they say that this is secondhand.
You've heard of censoring television or censoring radio, and in some cases even censoring people themselves. But what about censoring the internet? It's called net neutrality, and it's a set of regulations that prevent service providers such as Comcast and AT&T from prioritizing or blocking or otherwise interfering with online content in exchange for payment. Despite opposition and a plea from TV host John Oliver to pressure the FCC to change the rules, a new survey from the Internet and Television Association found that 61% of Americans support the current net neutrality regulations.
A major malware attack is still sweeping the globe. WannaCry ransomware hit an estimated 57,000 computers in more than 150 countries. The virus, in effect, holds the infected computer hostage and demands that the victim pay a $300 ransom in order to regain access to files. Microsoft is trying to address the problem, but also said companies have a responsibility to update their systems. More than 200,000 systems around the world are believed to be infected. This includes hospital systems in the UK and a telecom company in Spain and universities and large companies in Asia.
Getting random phone calls from unknown callers can be quite a hassle to deal with, but one phone company is making sure their customers never get scammed again. State of Events reporter Anna Marie Torrea has the details.
Our cell phones are pieces of technology that are part of our daily lives. You could even say that they're a part of us. We use our phones to check our messages and to see what's trending on social media. But receiving unknown phone calls from random numbers can be a hassle.
I really just don't pick up my phone. I don't try to answer them. If I see a number that I don't recognize, I just leave it alone.
There have been multiple reported instances where phone scammers have tried to trick people and steal their identities. And according to the Federal Trade Commission, over 77% of consumers reported a fraud complaint through the phone, and close to 300,000 made the report.
Now, there are phone companies out there who are trying to help their customers from being scammed, so that they know who's trying to call them and who's trying to scam them.
T-Mobile recently introduced a new feature to its customers called Scam Block. According to T-Mobile, this feature allows customers to identify scanned numbers and helps its customers to block numbers that are listed as potential phone threats. And it's important to have this function in use.
They shouldn't let their customers be all in the dark and not know who's calling them if they feel that they're being phone scammed or they're about to be phone scammed. It'd be nice for Verizon or AT&T or whoever it is who's the carrier to let their customers know who's actually calling them.
In San Francisco, Anna Marie Torrea, State of Events.
State of Events reporter Abene Clayton is here with your business and technology update. She's got highlights from New York City's recent hackathon and a match made in driverless car heaven. Abene?
Thanks, Michaela. During New York's annual hackathon, 750 engineers are tasked with creating a new product. The catch? They only have 24 hours. The app GroupMe was pitched at the hackathon in 2010 and was bought by Skype for $80 million. This year, 3 high schoolers won the $5,000 grand prize. Take a look.
Revive is a program that uses virtual reality to diagnose ADHD. It uses 3 activities that test concentration, motor skills, and reaction time. The creators say the program will give a clear diagnosis in minutes, whereas traditional tests can take a minimum of 6 months. Time will tell which projects from Hackathon will reach the status of apps like Lyft, whose new partnership with driverless car manufacturer Waymo may spell trouble for Uber. Waymo already has self-driving cars on Arizona's roads. They're also in a legal battle with Lyft's rival Uber over allegedly stolen documents. Lyft also has an agreement with Waymo's partner General Motors. The 3 companies will team up to test self-driving Chevys using Lyft's ride-sharing network. The test will begin in 2015. Another company in the autonomous car race is driving into new territory. Tesla's solar roofs are now officially on sale. This product comes after Tesla bought Solar City for $2 billion. Instead of traditional solar panels, Tesla's roofs will be a part of your home structure. The roofs are now available for pre-order, and installations will begin in 2018. Solar roofs cost about $22 per square foot and will save people an average of $2,000 in annual energy costs.
While we may see lower energy prices soon, Bay Area residents can see their water bills go up. The proposed increase comes after a revenue decline during California's severe drought. Water rates would go up by 19% over the next 2 years. The extra funds will help repair the Bay Area's 90-year-old pipes. I'm Abene Clayton for BizTech. Back to you at the desk.
Coming up, we'll cover the controversy around a historic Game 1 for the Warriors against the Spurs. Stay tuned as we break down what's happening in sports and entertainment.
I saw a sleeping bear, a grizzly bear. It was sleeping behind a tree, and I saw a real coyote. Even though the planet's spinning, you can't see it spinning. Recycle things like boxes or something. And water helps the environment so everything can live. No waterfish cannot live. I've been in the ocean. Or the beach. When I go to my grandma and grandpa's house, I can walk. Nothing would get water in our whole land. Throwing things away and using them again. The scraps we can make up. I like the planet. My future is now. My future is now. My future is now. My future is now. My future is now.
Welcome back. Katie Wilkie is joining us at the desk with Everything Warriors. How are you, Katie?
Good, pretty good. It was a pretty eventful game on Sunday.
Yes, I heard.
Yeah, Katie, I mean, the Warriors were they were down 25 and then they were all the way back, but it wasn't without some controversy, was it?
No, not at all. And it is easy to say that Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals between the Golden State Warriors and San Antonio Spurs was a bit of a roller coaster ride for both sides of the bench.
Curry comes up with a steal, throws it high in the air. Leonard with the ball, drives and finishes.
Over the weekend, the Warriors hosted the Spurs at Oracle Arena for their first of a 7-game series in the Western Conference Finals. The game had Golden State fans on the edge of their seats when the Warriors started the game with a rough start, including 5 turnovers in the first quarter. But as the game went into the second half, the Warriors came back from a 25-point deficit, as it didn't take long before Steph Curry had a 40-point game and a combined total of 74 points with Kevin Durant, the most they've ever combined as teammates. Golden State turned things around for good and beat the Spurs by 2 in a final score of 113 to 111.
They were playing well, but we were beating ourselves pretty much the whole first quarter. The first half, just rushing, not getting stopped, giving them offensive rebounds. It's the playoffs. You got to take a win any way you can get it.
This win also contributed to the other big story, where many are questioning if this turnaround was thanks to Spurs star Kawhi Leonard's injured ankle after going for a jumper in the third quarter of the game and landing on the foot of Warriors Zaza Pachulia, which many are calling a dirty play.
Zaza's not a dirty player. I mean, you got to time that perfectly if you want to, if you want to hurt somebody. I mean, we're not that type of team.
But this is crap. And because he's got this history, it can't just be, oh, it was inadvertent. He didn't have intent. Who gives a damn about what his intent was? You ever hear of manslaughter? You still go to jail, I think, when you're texting and you end up killing somebody. But you might not have intended to do that. All I care is what I saw.
And I think we can all agree that Greg Popovich is clearly not ruling this an accident. Leonard is said to be out indefinitely for Game 2, which is tonight at 6 p.m. at Oracle Arena. We'll have to stay tuned as the series continues to unfold.
Yeah, Katie, so we're hoping that the Warriors can take 2 tonight
before
they go back on the road.
That's right.
Let's go Dubs.
That's right. Let's hope for the best.
The NFL and Twitter are partnering up once again. The league says football will be back on the social media giant, and Twitter will stream uniquely packaged official NFL video and other types of content to fans around the world daily, year-round. This includes a live half-hour show streamed 5 nights a week, but unlike the last contract, this deal does not give Twitter the rights to broadcast NFL games.
And now it's time for our weekly entertainment roundup. Karen joins us with the latest scoop on celebrity gossip, music, and pop culture. What have you got for us today, Karen?
Well, Michaela, the 2017 Billboard Music Awards are right around the corner, and this year's show is expected to bring yet another round of superstar performances and unexpected collaborations. Plus, it's official. Just a year after going off air, American Idol is back, but this time on a different network. All of this and more as we take you on this week's entertainment roundup. Let's check it out. This year's Billboard Music Awards are looking to be the most star-studded yet. Ludacris and Vanessa Hudgens will be the co-hosts of the show, and with live performances from Drake, The Chainsmokers, Nicki Minaj, Bruno Mars, and the return of Miley Cyrus performing her brand new single Malibu, there is no doubt that this year's show will be a smashing success. Also on the list are Celine Dion, who will take the stage to perform her smash hit My Heart Will Go On, and Cher performing and accepting the BBMA's Icon Award. Drake and the Chainsmokers lead the nominees with 22 nods each, followed by 21 Pilots with 17, Rihanna with 14, The Weeknd with 13, and Beyoncé with 8. The Billboard Music Awards will air live on May 21st on ABC. And after 15 seasons on another network, the hit singing competition American Idol is coming back on ABC. The Disney-owned network confirmed the news earlier this week on Good Morning America after officially closing a deal with Fremantle Media for a season revival. The agreement came a little more than a year after the average ratings for Idol fell below 20 million and continue to drop in upcoming seasons on Fox. And as for who might be back, well, no details on the judges or hosts have been revealed, but ABC's producers promise American Idol to be bigger and better than ever, and confirmed it will be back in the 2017-2018 season. It's a sad day for Bachelor Nation. Bachelors Ben Higgins and Lauren Bushnell have called it quits. The couple who first fell in love in ABC's reality TV show decided to go their separate ways after just 1 year of being engaged. It is still unclear to why the now former couple decided to break up, but in a joint statement, the couple says they feel fortunate for the time they had together and will remain friends with much love and respect for one another. And that is all for this week's entertainment news, but don't forget to visit our State of Events Facebook page for more news and, of course, entertainment updates. For State of Events, I'm Karen Cordero. Back to you guys at the desk.
Before we end our final show this semester, we would like to thank the people who don't get any recognition but are just as important to the show.
And that would be the crew. They operate the cameras, they run the videos, make sure our voices don't have too much static, basically make sure we don't screw up and help us out in so many other ways that allow us to do this show on a daily basis.
So from everyone in Becca 660, we would like to say thank you for everything and all you do. And we'd like to thank you for joining us this semester. For your State of Events, I'm Michaela Walker.
And I'm Matt Fowler. Have a great summer, everybody.